Alright, so today it is Foundation Friday. Happy Foundation Friday. This product that we're going to be talking about today, between this and the Silly Sponge, this was like taking over my inbox the last couple weeks. So lots of you guys have wanted to see this. I actually snagged this on Amazon early. I'm filming this a week in advance, so by the time you guys see this, you might be able to get this in stores by now. But in my time, I had to order this thing on Amazon. This is the brand new L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover, Full Coverage, Weightless Feel 24-hour foundation. I have a review on the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. That one really did not work for me at all. Not my cup of tea. I realize I don't actually have a full video on the Pro Matte foundation, so let me know down below if you guys would want to see that. So on Amazon, you can find this for $10.99. I've seen it between about $11 and $13. So according to Amazon, there are 12 shades in this foundation. I have the shade 301 Classic Ivory, which is the lightest shade. When I first got this in the mail, I thought I ordered the wrong shade because my foundation shades never start in the number 3, but they actually numbered these according to line. So the Pro Matte foundations start in the 100s, Pro Glow 200s, and the Total Cover 300s. So this is the lightest shade, Classic Ivory. This is supposed to have a natural finish, wear up to 24 hours, have high/complete coverage, and air light texture. So let's read some of the claims on Amazon. It says it blends instantly to cover dark spots, blemishes, scars, and hyperpigmentation. I have a lot of all of those things for a flawless complexion. This foundation is formulated with high load pigments for full coverage, and it's enriched with aloe gel. I've never heard of that. That's pretty much it. You get 1 fluid ounce of product in here, which is standard for foundation. All of my foundations are currently in my office waiting to be unpacked. So I'm gonna try and do some foundation swatches when I go over there today so you can see. So I'll insert the footage right now of this foundation compared to some of the other products that I own. All right, swatch time. I'm actually doing this at home right now, so I don't have all the foundations that I would normally swatch next to this. Here's a few just so you can see shade comparisons. So right here is the L'Oreal Total Cover in 301, the lightest shade. This is Dermacol 208, Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation in 0.5, CoverGirl Clean Matte BB in the lightest shade, and the new LA Girl Pro HD Foundation in the shade Fair. So that is everything. Let's jump into the video. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I do tons of foundation videos. I have a whole pale skin playlist, 15 days of foundation, Foundation Friday. Everything's down below. If you want to see my thoughts on the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover Foundation, you're in the right place, just keep watching. Alright, I am so freaking excited to try this one out right now. So on one side of my face, I'm going to use my e.l.f. brush. I'll link this down below. I always forget the exact name of this, but it will be down below. And on the other half, I'm going to use my Pure Cosmetics sponge. I'm not using my Real Techniques one today because it's packed away in the office. But I love this sponge. It also has the flat top like the Real Techniques sponge, and this is just stained. I have washed this. So first I'm going to go in with a brush on this side of my face. When you shake it, it sounds very thick. So the applicator has this squeeze tube. It's a finer point than the other 2 bottles. I'm just gonna squeeze some of this. Whoa, this is thick. Holy shitsies. It almost looks like a thick mousse. This is like not moving anywhere. My hair is like beyond needing to get done right now, so that's why it's been in a bun the last like 10 videos. I'm gonna dab on and then go in and blend with the brush. Feels very cooling, or maybe mine's just freezing in the bottle, but it feels freaking cold. Okay, let's blend. Whoa, okay, this feels like it dries very quick. Yeah, definitely have to work fast with this one. It feels weird. It's really lightweight, even though it feels really thick when you're blending it out. So 1 layer with a brush, we got good coverage. It's not full coverage though. This looks like medium coverage. So let's try this side with the sponge. It literally feels like it almost sets the second it hits your face, so you really have to work quick. This feels a little bit hard to blend out with a sponge, and I think I got lighter coverage with the sponge. It almost gets a little bit patchy. I definitely got better coverage on the brush side. This side looks like medium coverage. This looks like low medium coverage, just a lot more is coming through on this side. Finish on my cheeks, it looks pretty the same because I don't have a lot of texture there, but on my forehead where I do have texture and some dry spots, the sponge side looks a lot better. Not the best coverage. So I'm definitely gonna have to go in with a little bit more on the second layer to see if we can get this to full coverage because yeah, it's really not full coverage. I think if I go in with a little bit more product on a brush, it's just gonna look really cakey. So I am gonna use a sponge again and just kind of stipple this on. Okay, so still not getting full coverage. That actually looked like it didn't do a whole lot. I was kind of expecting a little more excitement. Whoa. What just happened? Okay, so my forehead is not looking great at all. All of my dry areas and texture are very emphasized right now on my forehead. I'll show you guys a close-up in a second. Not getting a whole lot more coverage on the second layer at all. Interesting, okay. So off the bat, with all the texture going on, if you have dry skin, don't think you would like this. I have combination skin. I usually get pretty oily throughout the day on my T-zone, but I do have some dry patches on my forehead, and my pores right now are looking very big. The texture on my forehead is just, there's a lot of it. Okay, it's always hard with the lights to actually show you the texture, but I hope you guys can see this in the center of my face. I don't think you can see this over here, but oh, there we go. It looks really dry and weird. Also, don't judge me, I need to do my roots. I don't know, there's certain parts that just look a little bit patchy to me. Yeah, like down here. Right now, not loving it. If I set my face with a powder right now, I think it would totally cake up and I would just have a ton of texture going on, even more than I already have. So I'm not gonna set my face with a powder today. So it is 9:56 right now. I'm gonna call the check-in time 10 o'clock. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's now 10:10. That was hella fast. So this is weird. So I went into the bathroom and my face looked totally different. Texture was way less, so I grabbed the mirror, went out into natural lighting, and it looked 50 times better in natural lighting. So then I came back in here, and I think what happened is it just needs a few minutes to like warm up to your face, because now on my forehead, it does look still textured, but it's way less than it was before. Now it looks a lot smoother overall. So right now I'm liking it a little bit better than 10 minutes ago. So I think it's just one of those products that needs a little bit to warm up to your face. I didn't set this with the powder, I just put on my normal makeup on top of it. So blush, bronzer, highlight, blend. Oh, I didn't put on a highlight. Whoa. Freaking love this highlight. This is my Goddess of Love. You can still get it on eBay. It's just a little bit more expensive, but I swear to God, it's worth it. So blush, bronzer, and highlight, which you saw blended out totally fine on top. For not setting with a powder, the bronzer actually blended out really easily. I used the Sigma Limelight bronzer, and then the blush I also used is by Sigma, and I've been using this every day the past 2 days. This is the Peaceful Powder Brush, blush. If you have more fair skin and you want a blush that isn't super intense and it's just gonna look super natural, really nice. I did super basic makeup today. I just put that same bronzer in the crease on my eyes, used my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and then lips are my baby. This is my liquid lipstick with Bee Hue. This is $15.48. If you missed the announcement video, I'll link it down below. When you guys are seeing this, these went on sale yesterday, so I'm super excited. I hope you guys love this shade. I'll leave a link for these down below, obviously. So again, check-in time is 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go unpack the office. I'm trying to get all of my makeup into the Alex drawers so I can start getting everything set up and filming over there. So I'm gonna go unpack for a few hours. I will check back in natural lighting. All right, so it's now 2:10 p.m. so the foundation's been on for about 4 hours. I'm holding this heavy ass mirror with one hand, attempting to film with this hand. I'm actually on the iPhone right now, but I got this app that gives you 4K video, so let me know if you can tell. Okay, I need to put this mirror down because it weighs like 20 pounds. So looking at the foundation, I actually think it looks way better right now than when I first applied it, or even within the first hour. It's kind of like warmed up to my face. It looks really nice and smooth. I'm in front of a giant window right now, so this is like true natural lighting. I'm in the office, by the way. I've been vlogging and Snapchatting, but I just realized I didn't tell you guys that. Yeah, around my nose, no creasing at all. My forehead looks dewy. It definitely doesn't look matte anymore, but it doesn't look oily at this point. On its own, not 100% enough coverage for me. Next time I use this, I would probably put on one layer and then spot conceal. All right, so it is now 8:16 p.m. so the foundation's been on for a little over 10 hours. So clearly I'm looking pretty dang oily. I think it started getting noticeably oily at about the 7-hour point. So not horrible, but right now it is like, yeah, super oily. But that being said, I've been on Snapchat all day and a bunch of you guys have messaged me saying that you love the way that this looks. You didn't know what product it was yet. And I did like how it looked in the middle portion of the day. I feel like we kind of hit all spectrums with this one. It looked super dry and textured and gross when I first put it on. Then a couple hours in, it looked really good. And now I am very oily. I still don't think this is one that I would powder, just because when you first put it on, since it has that moussey, almost like dry feel to it, I just don't think a powder would sit well on top of this at all. For me, it doesn't have enough coverage. I don't think this is full coverage by any means. Mixed feelings, but for what it's supposed to be, I don't really think it is. Mature and dry skin, I don't think this one is for you. I think this really is more for normal skin, possibly oily. Maybe blotting throughout the day would help. I personally don't blot because I just want my foundation to stay on. I do have foundations that last totally fine the entire day. I'm just not a blotter. By the way, before I forget, I didn't touch up my lipstick at all today. This is how it wore throughout 2 meals. Had some chips and guac and beans, and then I also had a burger. Really healthy. Had a burger and fries for dinner, and this is how it wore. So I didn't want to touch up the center, just so you can see. 10 hours of wear, liquid lipstick. I think it's pretty good. That's kind of my thoughts on this one. Not super impressed, don't think it's horrible. I'm gonna keep playing around with it and mixing it. By itself, not enough coverage for me. I think I've said everything I need to say. If you liked this video and it was helpful for you, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Love you guys, thanks for watching. See you in my next video, bye. I'm just trying to end the video.